The Diary of Anne Frank. This is a Folio Society edition. It comes with this plain blue slipcover with an image of Anne Frank. Most of you would know that this is just literally a diary, her diary of her time, mostly covering her time hiding out in a small upper, what they call an annex of a building in the Netherlands. This is a Folio Society edition. This is supposed to match what her actual diary looked like. This is the spine. There are different versions of Anne Frank's diary, as her father kept some back because he wanted to protect some people. And so you should look into what version you're getting. This one does have the extra material that has been missing from some of the earlier editions. And there, as you can see, we have some of her writing. She was Dutch. And here's your translation. Otto Frank being her father. A preface by Elie Wiesel. And I believe we've already talked about, I've got a video on his book La Nuit, or Night, which I have in the English and the original French. So the paper may look a little yellow to you. That is not through age. That is the sort of creamy, yellowy color that was the original printing of this book. In other words, it's intentional. The binding is sewn. And what always strikes me about the Diary of Anne Frank is how it doesn't seem special. It doesn't seem like anything but a diary of an intelligent young girl. The things that she wants to talk about. Yes, sometimes she has to talk about things that most intelligent young girls don't have to talk about, like living in the annex and what that's like and everything. But a lot of it is just things that she thinks about, problems that she has with her family, particularly her mother, and just girl things. And partly that's what makes it so sad. Because we know what happens. We know what happens after her last entry. It wouldn't have been her last entry, except that we think that someone tipped off the bad guys and they came and got her, and then she and her sister and her mother all died in a concentration camp. I believe she died of typhus. So you just really get in her head. You get in the head of this young girl. You enjoy her little funny things and you feel for her with her little sad things. I'm talking about little sad little girl things, not big sad things, not Nazi things, but just little things. And then you know that she was starved, used as slave labor, and then died of a terrible disease with no help. On that note, how can we end on a happy note? It's the Diary of Anne Frank. I can only say that reading the diary is not like that. You have that in the back of your head, but reading the diary itself has lightness and sweetness and even comfort. It's just knowing what happens afterwards. All right, this is a very nice edition of Anne Frank's Diary by Anne Frank, published by the Folio Society.